Welcome to a quantitative aptitude video on HCF and LCM from careerright.com. HCF and LCM is one of the bases of quantitative aptitude, and hence every placement test, bank, MBA and all other exams always have 2 to 3 sums on HCF and LCM. HCF LCM concepts are useful in other topics too, and a good command over them will help you increase your score. Today we will see some tips and tricks to identify and solve sums related to HCF and LCM very quickly. More practice questions are available on careerright.com, where you can practice with 1000 plus aptitude questions and practice tests. So let's begin. HCF means highest common factor. What is the meaning of factor? Say let's take a number 6. 6 can be written as 6 into 1. 6 can also be written as 2 into 3. 6 can also be written as 3 into 2. So these numbers which are there, these are factors of 6. What does that mean? These numbers can easily and completely divide 6. That is the meaning of factor. And say if they ask you what is the highest common factor, that means there are some factors, okay, and out of those whatever is the highest number, that is the highest common factor. Now 6 is divisible by 1, 2, 3 as well as 6 itself. So here which is the highest number? It is 6. So 6 is the highest common factor of 6, right? Now they'll give you 2 or 3 numbers, and out of that what they'll say, for these 2 to 3 numbers find the highest common factor. So you will find the factors for all the 3 numbers, right? And out of that whichever is the greatest factor, that will be your HCF. HCF is also known as GCD. GCD means greatest common divisor. So GCD is nothing but greatest common divisor, that is same as HCF. Greatest is highest common factor, right? Now let us take an example and see how to calculate HCF of numbers. There are various ways, but the best and the easiest way is to easiest way would be taught by us today over here. Okay, so pay attention. It is very easy. Even if you see it once or twice, you will be able to solve it. Henceforth it is extremely easy. Let's take an example. Let us take an example of say 42, 54 and 36, right? Now find the HCF or the highest common factor of 42, 54 and 36. Now whenever we are simplifying, whenever we have a fraction like say 24 divided by 18, what do? We start simplifying it, and what do we get at the end? 6 4s are, 6 3s are, so we'll have 4 upon 3, right? So this is the reduced form. Here we simply divide. Same way we start dividing over here and simplifying. Now 42, 54 and 36, we can see it is divisible by 2. Let us write 2 and let us divide by 2. 2 2s are 4, 2 1s are 2. So 2 into 21 is 42. 2 2s are 4, 14, 27. 2 into 27 is 54. 2 1s are 2, 16, 2 8s are 16. So these numbers are divisible by 2. Now next, now these numbers 21, 27 and 18, these are not divisible by 2, right? So let's try 3. These are divisible by 3. Now don't divide by 1. Why? Because everything is divisible by 1. If you divide by 1, you will always get the same thing. 1, 42, 54, 36. So start with 2. After 2, let's try 3. Okay, 3 7s are 21, 3 9s are 27, 3 6s are 18. Okay, now 7, 9 and 6, they are not divisible by any number. Now 9 and 6 is divisible by 3, but 7 is not divisible by 3. So all the 3 numbers, there is no such number which is divisible, which can divide all these 3 numbers. So we have to stop over here. What do we have on the left hand side? 2 and 3, right? Here we have 7, 9 and 6, but over here at the bottom we have 7, 9 and 6, but they cannot be divided further, so don't consider. Only see the left hand side. What do you have? 2 and 3. So what is the HCF or the highest common factor for 42, 54 and 36? You will find it is 2 multiplied by 3, that is 6. You can check 42 is divisible by 6, 54 is divisible by 6 and 36 is divisible by 6, right? There is no other number which is greater than 6 and which divides these three numbers. You can check it out. So highest common factor is 6. See how easy it was. You just keep on dividing until you cannot divide any further. Okay, forget the remainders and all that stuff. Just see the left hand side and just multiply those numbers. This is nothing but highest common factor or HCF. This is how you find out HCF. Now let us see what is LCM. LCM is least common multiple. You know what is a multiple? Say we have 2. Okay, table of 2 is 2 2s are 4, 2 3s are 6, 2 4s are 8, 2 5s are 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. All these are nothing but multiples of 2. Now if you consider 8, 12, 16, 20, okay, these would be multiples of 4. These are multiples of 2, plus these are also multiples of 4. But 6, 10, 14, these are not multiples of 4 because they do not appear in table of 4, or they are not divisible exactly by 4. So 8, 12, 16, 20, these are exactly divisible by 4. So these are multiples of 4, right? And all these are multiples of 2. Now we have to see what is exactly meaning of least common multiple. Let us take another number like say 3. Okay, write the table of 3. 3 2s are 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21 and so on. Now if we want to find out the LCM of 2 and 3, okay, how to do it? First find out what is LCM. LCM is least common multiple. So find out multiples which are common between 2 and 3. Which multiples are common? We have 6, okay, then we'll have 12 over here, then we'll have 18 which is common and so on. Out of that, which is the least common multiple? 6 is the least common multiple. So 6 will be the LCM of 2 and 3. See how easy it is. But every time in exam you cannot write the tables for all the numbers, and when the numbers are huge it becomes very difficult to solve by this method. So let us learn a very easy method to calculate the least common multiple. Let us take an example of say 250, 100 and 125. Let us find out the LCM of these three numbers. Okay, how to find the LCM of these three numbers? Now these three numbers are divisible by 5, we can see. So 5 into 50, 5 into 20 is 100, 5 into 25 is 125. Again this is divisible by 5. Keep on dividing just like we did in HCF. Okay, what we have over here is 5 5s are 25. Now these three numbers in HCF, what we did, these three numbers are not divisible by any number or any single number as such. So we stopped over here, but that we should not do. In LCM what we will do? Okay, these three numbers are not divisible by any single number. So 3 minus 1 is 2. So two numbers, are there two numbers which are divisible? See, 4 and 10 is divisible by 2. Okay, and 10 and 5, these two numbers are divisible by 5. So choose any option. So let us assume that we will divide 5 and 10 by 5. 5 2s are 10. Okay, 5 1s are 5. Now 4 is not divisible by 5. So write 4 as it is. Right? Again, these three numbers are not divisible by a single number. Right? These two are divisible by 2. Okay, so we'll choose that. 2 1s are 2, 2s are 2, 1s are. Now again three numbers not divisible by a single number. Then two numbers, right, 1 and 2, or this 2 and 1, or this, again it is not divisible by a single number apart from 1. First we tried dividing all the three numbers, not possible. Then 3 minus 1 is 2. So we tried a pair of numbers, that is two numbers. Again two numbers is not possible over here. So we came down to one single number, that is 2. So 2 is divisible by 2. So we'll have 2 1s are 2. 1 is not divisible by 2. So write 1 as it is. 1 is not divisible by 2. So write 1 as it is over here. Okay, so we got 1 1 1 over here as remainders, right? So neglect these, or rather even if you keep it like this, it is fine. What you will have over here on the left hand side? 5 5 5 2 and 2. So what would be the LCM? Just like in HCF we multiplied everything, we will have 5 into 5 into 5 into 2 into 2. That would give us 5 is a 25 into 5 is 125 into 2 is 250 into 2 is 500. So LCM of 250, 100 and 125 is 500. Okay, see how easy it was, similar to HCF. Only thing is we have to keep on dividing till you get 1 1 1 and then consider the multiplication on the left hand side. Now before going on to the sums, what we'll do is we'll take a look at some tips and tricks related to HCF and LCM. Why do we need these tips? Because if you are using the technique of LCM and HCF in some other topic of quantitative aptitude, you cannot keep on drawing this table and all that stuff. There should be another way, or what we can say, how we can utilize other ways to guess what is the LCM or the HCF. We'll take a look at these tips that would make our life very easy while solving other quantitative aptitude questions. Now first we'll start with HCF. Okay, let us take an example. Find the HCF of 18, 24 and 30. What you'll do over here, you'll simply draw the table and then divide and find the HCF. But if you observe closely, what do we see? All these three numbers are divisible by 2, they are divisible by 3, they are divisible by say 4. No, they are not divisible by 4, they are divisible by 6, right? So if we divide them by 6, what do we get? We get 3, 4 and 5, right? 6 3s are 18, 6 4s are 24 and 6 5s are 30. Now they are not further divisible by 3, 4, 3, 4 and 5, these are not further divisible. So the highest common factor is 6 over here. See how easy, without drawing the table, just by observing we could find the answer. Many a times you will find numbers like 24, 36, 48, okay, and we have to find the highest common factor for these numbers, and what you will do is by observation you can see all these are nothing but multiples of 12, right? Apart from 12 there is no number greater than 12. HCF is highest common factor, so greater number should be found out. Apart from 12, no number which is greater than 12 can divide these three numbers. So HCF is 12. See, once you start solving more and more sums, even by observation or looking, you will find familiar numbers and you will try combination of numbers which are familiar to you. Like initially when we see 24, 36, 48, what we will think? We will start dividing by 2. Then after 2 we will start dividing by 3, then 4, and then at the end of the day we will multiply and get the HCF as 12. But when you start seeing the numbers, when you start practicing, you will realize that you are able to find out the HCF very easily just by observation, right? Now let's go on to how to find LCM quickly. Let us take an example of 12, 36, 72 and 144. Okay, so out of these numbers we have to find the LCM of these numbers, right? What we'll do, we'll draw a table and do it. We'll find the LCM, but that is not the way to go about it. Now take a look what we do, right? In LCM we have to find the least common multiple. That means the number which we are going to find, the LCM is multiple of all these numbers, right? Now first 12 and 36. 36 is multiple of 12, that means 36 can be divided by 12. Is that right? Don't consider 12. 72, 36 and 144. 72 is a multiple of 36, right? So 36 can divide 72, so don't consider 36. Just consider these two numbers. But when we observe closely, we see that 72 is also a multiple. 72 into 2 is 144, that is 72 can divide 144. So don't consider 72 and just consider 144. And what is 144 over here? We have to find LCM of 144. Okay, LCM of 144, least common multiple of 144 is 144 into 1 is 144. That means 12, 36 and 72 as well as 144 divide 144 very easily. So least common multiple of these four numbers is 144 itself. Say take another example, 24, 36 and say 72. Okay, now we have to find out what is the LCM of 24, 36 and 72. Over here again 24 and 36. Is 24 can 24 divide 36? No. Can 24 divide 72? Yes. 24 into 3 is 72, so cancel 24. 36 and 72. Can 36 divide 72? Yes. 36 into 2 is 72, so cancel. What remains? 72. So this is the LCM of these three numbers of 24, 36 and 72. Okay, let's take another example. Okay, let us say we'll have 24, we'll have 36, we'll have 48. Okay, now over here 24 is multiple of 48, so don't consider 24. 36 and 48, right? 36 and 48. Now let us take out the LCM of only these two numbers. We don't need to consider. So what will be the LCM over here? Okay, we'll simply divide and find the LCM, right? There is another way. What first we'll calculate by this way, and then we'll find then we'll check out the other way which is there. First, divide by 12, because both the numbers are divisible by 12. 12 into 3 is 36, 12 into 4 is 48. Now we cannot divide any further. Okay, we can have 3 over here, so this will become 1, and write 4 as it is. We'll have 4 over here. This is not divisible by 4, so write 1 as it is, and this will become 1. So we'll have 12 into 3, 36 into 4, okay, is 144. So 144 becomes the LCM of these two numbers. There's a other way to calculate the LCM in such cases. Say we have 36 and we have 48, and we have to find the LCM of these two numbers. Take the largest number. What is it? 48. 48 into 2. What will 48 into 1? 48 into 1 is 48. 48 into 2 is how much? 96. Is 96 divisible by 36? No. 48 into 3. What do we get? 144. Is 144 divisible by 36? Yes. So 144 becomes the LCM, right? But practice this second method which I have shown right now only when the numbers are small or when they are familiar, like 24, 36, 48, 20, 50, 40, which are easy to multiply, right? And if they are difficult to multiply, or if you find the numbers are big, use this division method after elimination. Okay. Now there's another thing which is useful from not from the point of view of HCF LCM sums of this topic, but from the entire quantitative aptitude point of view. Now what happens is that many times you will get fractions. You will have to find 1 by 30 minus 1 by 45. Now we generally find the LCM of 30 and 45, and then we subtract. Over in this case, how to easily find the LCM and quickly solve the question? What you need to do is 30 and 45. Simply take the LCM as 30 multiplied by 45. Okay. So LCM is 30 multiplied by 45. Over here we already have 30. What is not there? 45 is not there. So multiply 1 by 45. Minus, here we already have 45 and LCM or the denominator is 30 into 45. We already have 45. We don't have 30. So multiply this 1 by 30. Okay. What do we get over here? We get, let's write over here, we get 15 upon 30 into 45. Okay. 15 into 2, that would give us 1 upon 90. Now this is very useful only if there is 1 in the numerator. Okay. If there is some other number, then the calculation would be little bit different. But this is very, very useful, okay, when there is 1 is in the numerator. Now let us take a value where 1 is not in the numerator. Check out the right hand side over here. What we'll have, say 4 upon 30 minus say 2 upon 45. Okay. What we will get? We'll have the LCM as 30 into 45, right? We already have 30 over here, so 45 is needed. So 4 into 45 we have to do. What you will get? 180 minus 45 into 30. We already have 45. We need 30. 2 into 30, 60, and we get the answer. Whatever is the answer. Okay, we find the answer. See how easy it gets. LCM we can directly, whenever there are fractions whenever we have to solve fractions, you can simply multiply the denominator and consider it as LCM. Now let's see some of the sums related to LCM and HCF. Question number 1. What is LCM of 36 upon 225, 48 upon 150 and 72 upon 65? Till now we have seen the LCM of numbers like say 26 or 24, 36, 72, etc. Okay, we have seen of normal numbers. We have not seen the LCM and HCF of fractions. So let us see how to calculate LCM and HCF of fractions. Okay. Now we want to find the LCM of 36 upon 225, 48 upon 150, 72 upon 65. This is numerator, this is denominator, this is numerator, this is denominator, this is numerator, this is denominator. LCM of a fraction, okay, is nothing but, what do you have to find? LCM. So write LCM. Okay. What is at the top? Numerators, right? Right? What is at the top? Numerators. What is at the bottom? Denominators. Right? Now LCM of fraction is nothing but LCM of numerators divided by, what is opposite of LCM? HCF. Okay. So LCM of fraction is nothing but LCM of numerators divided by HCF of denominators. Remember this formula, very easy. There is nothing over here. Okay. Now let us find out the LCM of numerators. What is the LCM of? What are the numerators? We have 36, we have 48, we have 72. Let us find out their LCM. How to find out the LCM? All these are divisible by say 6. Okay. 6 are 6, 8 are 6 into 12 are. Okay. Again, all these are divisible by 2. 2 3s are, 2 4s are, 2 6s are. Now 3, 4 and 6, these three numbers are not divisible by a single number. Okay. So these three numbers are not divisible by single number. So let us try two numbers, okay, which might be divisible by a common number. Okay. So let us consider 3 and 4. No, again they are not divisible by any number. Let us consider 4 and 6. Okay, 4 and 6 is divisible by 2. So let us write 2. 2 2s are 4, 2 3s are 6, and this 3 is not divisible by 2. So write the 3 as it is. Right. Now what do we have over here? Again, three numbers. All these three numbers are not divisible by a single number. Okay. So consider a pair of numbers. Say 3 and 2. No. 2 and 3 again not divisible by any number. 3 and 3. Yes, it is divisible by 3. 3 1s are, 3 1s are, 3 2s are. Now what I would suggest is whenever you are solving an exam, stop at this. You see that there are 2 1s over here, and you just need to write 2 over here. You will get this 1. This would become 1, and this would come down as 1 only. So instead of wasting time writing all this stuff, you just need to stop over here. Okay, don't write this. And what you can do is take 6, take 2, take 2, take 3, and take this 2 and multiply. What you will get? The LCM, you will get it as 6 into 2 into 2 into 3 into 2. That would be 6 2s are 12, 12 2s are 24, 24 into 2 is 48, 48 into 3 is 144. 144 is the LCM of numerators, right? Now let us find the HCF of denominators. What are the denominators? 225, 150 and 65. Okay. Again, all these are divisible by 5. These are divisible by 5. When we divide by 5, what do we get over here? 5 4s are 20, 25, 45, 30, 5 1s are 5, 15, 13. Okay. Is it divisible further? No number. Okay, 13 is a prime number. So none of the these three numbers are not divisible by any single number. So stop over here. Don't go further. What do we have on the left hand side? Just 5. So LCM of numerators is 144. What is the HCF of denominator? 5. So this is nothing but the LCM of the fraction. See how easy it was? Very easy. With practice you will be able to solve this sum in hardly 30 seconds. Right? Now moving on to question number 2. What is HCF of 36 by 75, 48 by 150 and 72 by 135? Again, very similar sum what we did in the first sum. Okay, what we have to find? HCF of the fraction, right? What we have to find? HCF, right? What is at the top? It is always the numerator. What is at the bottom? It is always the denominator. And HCF of fraction is HCF of numerator. And what is opposite of HCF? LCM. See, the formula is similar, only you changed HCF to LCM and LCM to HCF, right? Very easy. What is the HCF of the numerator? What are numerator? 36, 48 and 72. What is the highest common factor of 36, 48 and 72? All these three are divisible by 12. Okay, there is no other number which is greater than 12 and divides all these three numbers, right? So all these three are divisible by 12. So HCF of numerator is 12. Now let us find the LCM of denominator. What are denominators? 75, 150, 135. Now 75 and 150. 75 can divide 150. Is that right? Yes. So don't consider 75, just consider 150 and 135. Whatever LCM we get over here, it would be LCM of 75 also. Okay. Let's find LCM of 150 and 135. Now we see that this is divisible by 5. 5 30s are, 5 2s are 10, 5 9 29. Okay, 30 and 29. We have to find LCM. 30 and 29, are they divisible by any number? No. So the LCM of the denominator, LCM would be 5 30 and 29. That would be 5 into 30 into 29. What it would be? 150 into 29. Now let us calculate what it would be. 150 into 30. How much you will get? 150 into 30. It would be 4,500 minus 150. It would come out to be 4350. This is the LCM of the denominator. So what is the HCF of the fraction? HCF of the numerator is 12 divided by 4350, okay, which is the LCM of denominator. This is the HCF of the fractions which are given. Now moving to question number 3. What greatest number divides 17, 42, 93 and leaves remainders 4, 3 and 15 respectively? Now another tip which would be very useful while identifying whether this sum is of HCF or LCM, okay, is we have to see what we have to find. If we have to find the greatest number, we know where do we hear the word greatest? We hear the word greatest in HCF, highest common factor, or GCD, greatest common divisor. So here we have to find GCD or the HCF. Here we don't need LCM. So if they say that find the least number, okay, find the least number, where do we hear the word least? We hear it in LCM. So at that time we have to find LCM. We don't need HCF over there, okay. But here we have HCF. Another name or another version where we need to find LCM is when we have to find the total of some things, like find the total number of marbles or find the total number of toys or something like that. There also we will need to find the LCM. But over here they need a greatest number that divides, okay. So we need to find GCD and HCF. But of which numbers do we have to find GCD, HCF? Let us see first how to solve this sum. What have they given? Find the greatest number, okay. Now do we know the number? No. Let us assume the greatest number is x. What do they give? That when x divides 17, that is when 17 is divided by x, we get the remainder as 4, okay. Remainder as 4. What does that mean? If we remove 4 from 17, okay, what we will get? We will get 13. This 13 is exactly divisible by x, okay. Same way, whenever 42 is divisible by x, you get the remainder as 3. That means that whenever you remove this 3 from 42, okay, you will get 39, and this 39 would be exactly divisible by 3. You will get the remainder as 0. Here also the remainder as 0. Here remainder as 0, okay. Same way for 93, okay, 93 when divided by x, you get the remainder as 15, okay. But that means that once you remove 15 from 93, what do we have? You have 78, which is when divisible by this number x, greatest number, you will get the remainder as 0, okay. So we have to just remove this 4, 3 and 15 from 17, 42 and 93 respectively. Then what do we get? We get 13, we get 39 and we get 78. Now we can find the factors of these numbers and then we can find which is the highest common factor, right. So we have to find the highest common factor for 13, 39 and 78. We already know that 13 is a prime number, okay. 13 can divide 39, okay. 13 can also divide 78, right. So let us divide. What do we get? When we divide by 13, we get 13 ones are, 13 threes are and 13 into 6 are. Can we divide any further? No, because we are finding HCF where all the 3 numbers must be divided. Here 3 and 6 get divided by 3, but 1 does not get divided by 3. So stop over here. Don't go any further, right? So what do we have? The HCF as 13, right? So the greatest number that divides 17, 42 and 93 is nothing but 13. Let us check how. 17 divided by 13, what you will get? 13 ones are 13 and 17 minus 13 is 4. So 4 is the remainder. 42 divided by 13, 13 threes are 39, 42 minus 39 is 3. So 3 is the remainder. 93 divided by 13, okay. 13 into 6 are 93, right. 13 6 are 93. What is the remainder? 93, 13 6 are 78, 93 minus 78 is 15. So 15 is the remainder. See, So exactly our answer is correct. So 13 is the greatest number that divides these and leaves the remainders. Did you understand what we did over here? We just simply found out the divisible number. We had numbers 17, 42 and 93, but they were not exactly divisible. They were leaving remainders. So we removed the remainders from them so that we get exactly divisible numbers, so that we can find the highest common factor. Okay, moving on to next question. Question number 4. What least number when divided by 36, 24 and 16 leaves 11 as remainder in each case? Now here, what is the word least? Where do we find the word least? It is in LCM. So we do not need HCF over here. We have to find the LCM. But LCM of which numbers do we have to find? Earlier in HCF, what we did, we had some numbers and we found out the highest common factor for those numbers after removing the remainders, right? But over here, what we have to do, we have to find the LCM of the numbers as it is, right? You can see 36, you have 24 and you have 16. So how to find the LCM? You know, okay, let's start now. This is divisible, all are divisible by 4. 4 9s are, 4 6s are, 4 4s are, right? We have to find LCM. 9 and 6, now all the three numbers are not divisible by a single number. So 9 and 6, let's take 9 and 6, they are divisible by 3. Let's write 3 3s are, 3 2s are, okay? And here 4 as it is. Now 2 and 4 are divisible by 2. So we'll have 2, we'll write 3 as it is. 2 1s are, 2 2s are, right? Now 1, 2 and 3, they are not divisible by any number. So we'll stop over here. Why do we stop over here? Because 2 and 3 again not divisible by any number. 1 and 2 not divisible by any number. Again 3 and 1 not divisible by any number. So what do we have for LCM? 4, 3, 2, 3 and 2. So the LCM would be nothing but 4 into 3 multiplied by 2. Again multiplied by 3 remainder multiplied by 2 remainder. What do we get? 4 3s are 12, 12 2s are 24. 24 into 3 is 72 into 2 is 144. So the LCM of these three numbers is 144. Now, what have they given? When the least number is divided by 36, it leaves the remainder 11. Now, if you divide this LCM by 36, you will get perfect division, that is remainder would be 0. Same case, 144 by 24, remainder 0. 144 by 16, remainder is 0. But we want remainder as 11 in each case. So simply add the remainder 11. What will happen? What would you get? You will get 155. Now try dividing. What you will have? 36. 36 into, we will have 36 into say 1, 2, 3, 4. 36 into 4 is 144 and remainder is 11. 155 by 24. 24 into 6 is 24 into 3 70. 24 into 6 is 144. Here it is 36 into 4 144. Okay, here it is 24 into 6 144. Remainder is 11. Again 155 divided by 16. Same way in this case also we get remainder as 11. So whenever you are finding LCM and whenever the remainder is same in each case, just find the LCM and then add the remainder. Okay. So by that way you can solve this sum. Very easy. These are very small tips and tricks which you, if you solve one or two sums related to these, you will be able to remember them very easily. Whenever remainder is same in each case, add the remainder at the end to get the number. Okay. Moving on. What least number when divided by 20, 48 and 36 leaves the remainders 13, 41 and 29 respectively. Now earlier we saw remainder was same, but here remainders are different. How to tackle it? Let's see. What is the word given over here? Least. Where do we see the word least? It is in LCM. So find the LCM of which numbers? These numbers as it is they have given. We will have 20, we will have 48 and we will have 36. Let us see what is the LCM. Everything is divisible by 4. 4 5s are 20, 4 12s are, 4 9s are, okay. 5, 12 and 9, okay. 12 and 9 is divisible by 3. So let us try. 5 comes as it is. 3 4s are, 3 3s are. Now 5, 4 and 3, they cannot be divided by any number. So we'll stop over here. So what we'll have? 4, we'll have 3, we'll have 5, we'll have 4 and we'll have 3. What is the LCM over here? 4 into 3 into 5 into 4 into 3. 5 fours are 20, okay. 20 into 3 is 60, 60 into 3 is 180, 180 into 4, okay, is 720. So LCM of 20, 48 and 36 is 720, right? Now what have they given? Remainders are 13, 41 and 29. That means there is some number, okay, there is some number which is when divided by 20 you get remainder 13, when divided by 48 you get the remainder 41, and when divided by 36 you get the remainder 29. Now observe very carefully. What do we see over here? 20 and 13. The 20 and 13, the difference is 7. 48 and 41, the difference is 7. 36 and 29, difference is 7. So the difference is common over here. In such cases, what to do? Find the LCM, subtract the difference, okay. What do we get? 720 minus 7 would be 713. This is your answer. See how easy it was. Whenever you need to find LCM, okay, whenever you need to find least number, find the LCM, and when the remainders are different, find the difference between the remainders and the numbers, and you will see that the difference is same, 777, okay. Just subtract that 7 from the LCM or subtract the difference from the LCM and you will get the answer. Whenever the remainders are same, what you do? You add it, right? When the remainders are different, you subtract it. You just subtract the difference, right? See how easy it was? Very easy to remember also. Moving on. What least possible 4-digit number when divided by 12, 16, 18 and 20 leaves 21 as remainder? Again, this is like what we saw, the remainder is same. So what do? We simply add the remainder to the LCM. Is that right? And why do we take LCM? Because they have given least number. But it is not any least number, they have given least possible 4-digit number. Let us see how to tackle these kind of sums. We know it is least, so find the LCM of 12, 16, 18 and 20, right? What is the LCM? Everything divisible by 2. 2 6s are, 2 8s are, 2 9s are, 2 10s are, right? Again, these numbers which are there, out of that 6, 8 and 10 are divisible by 2. 2 3s are, 2 4s are, 9 comes as it is, 2 5s are, right? 3 and 9 divisible by 3. So we'll write 3, 1, 4 comes as it is, 3 3s are, okay? 5 comes as it is. Now nothing is divisible, so what we'll have? 2, 2, 3, 1, 4, 3 and 5. So what would be the LCM? It would be 2 into 2 into 3 multiplied by 1 into 4 into 3 into 5. Even if you don't consider 1, then also it is fine because multiplied by 1 is the same thing, okay? So don't consider 1, right? What do we have over here? 2 2s are 4. 4 into 3 is 12. 12 4s are 48. 48 into 3 is 144. 144 into 5 is how much? 720. This is the LCM, right? But this is a 3-digit number. What we want is, what we did earlier was that we found the LCM and added 21 to it, right? The remainder which is there, right? So if you add 21, you will get 741, but we want a 4-digit number and this is a 3-digit number. So we cannot add 21 as of yet right now. Now how to find out the least possible 4-digit number, right? 720 is divisible by 12, 16, 18 and 20. That is there because it is the LCM. So multiples of 720 will also be divisible by 12, 16, 18 and 20, right? If 720 is divisible by 12, 16, 18, 20, then multiples of 720 will also be divisible. Let us find multiples of 720. 720 ones are 720. 720 into 2 is 1440. Now this is a 4-digit number, right? This is the number, right? 4-digit number. This is the least 4-digit number that we can find out. Now, so 1440 is divisible by 12, 16, 18 and 20. And in this we add the remainder. What do we get? 1461. So this is the answer. This is the least possible 4-digit number which when divided by 12, 16, 18 and 20 leaves 21 as remainder. We did the same thing what we did in the previous sum. We added the remainder. Only thing here we tried to reach a 4-digit number before adding the remainder. we converted LCM to a 4-digit number by taking out multiples, okay, of it, of the LCM, and then we added the remainder. Moving to next question. The ratio of two numbers is 5:6 and their LCM is 480. Then their HCF is, now over here we are going to learn a concept which is extremely important, okay, related to HCF and LCM. So pay very close attention. It is not difficult, it is extremely easy, but it is extremely and very important. Now let us assume there are two numbers, okay, A and B. Let the HCF, that is highest common factor for AB, be this, and let their LCM be this. Then A into B, that is product of AB, that the both numbers, is nothing but the product of the HCF of their HCF and their LCM. So A multiplied by B is nothing but HCF of AB and multiplied by LCM of AB. Let us take an example. Let us assume there are two numbers, 50 and 20. Okay, what is the highest common factor for these two numbers? We know both are both can be divided by 5. So let us divide by 5. What do we get over here? 5 3s are 15, 5 4s are 20. We cannot divide further, so don't consider these. So HCF becomes 5. Now let us find out LCM. Okay, 15 and 20. What is the highest number? 20. 22s are 40. 40 is not divisible by 15. 23s are 60. 60 is divisible by 15. So LCM is 60. Okay. Now what is the product A into B? That is 15 into 20. That would be equal to 300. Okay. Now what is the product of HCF of both and LCM? It would be 5 into 60. That would be equal to 300 again. So we saw AB is nothing but product of their HCF and their LCM. Same way, let's use the technique over here to solve our sum. Ratio of two numbers is 5:6. Since it is ratio, we cannot use the numbers directly. Let the common factor be K. So what are the two numbers? It is 5K and 6K. What is their LCM? It is 480. What is their HCF? We don't know. Let's find out. What is HCF? HCF means highest common factor. We have already seen the two numbers are 5K and 6K. Okay, 5K and 6K, right? What is the HCF? Which number can or what value can divide these two numbers? Obviously K. So when we divide by K, what do you get? We get 5 over here, we get 6 over here. Nothing is divisible. No number can divide these two numbers. So don't consider these. We have only K. So K becomes the common factor or the highest common factor or the HCF for 5K and 6K. So answer is K for HCF. Now always remember, whenever there is a ratio and whenever you take the common factor, that will be nothing but the highest common factor. You don't have to draw this table and all that stuff. I drew this table only to explain how K becomes the HCF. Okay. Now what have we learned? Product of two numbers 5K into 6K is equal to product of HCF and the LCM. So this gets cancelled. We have 30K equal to 480. We'll have K equal to 16. Now what is K? K is nothing but the HCF. So the HCF of the two numbers is 16. Understood? Remember this formula. Product of two numbers is equal to multiplication or the product of their LCM and HCF. Moving to question number 8. HCF and LCM of two numbers is 8 and 96. Sum of those numbers is 56. Then what is the sum of the reciprocals? Again, very easy. We have just seen the formula. If the two numbers are A and B, then product of AB is nothing but product of their HCF and LCM. Okay, let the numbers be A and B. So their summation or sum of the numbers is 56, right? And we also know AB is nothing but 8 into 96, right? Don't multiply right now. What are they asking? Sum of the reciprocals. What is the reciprocal of A? 1 by A, 1 by B. What you will get over here? You will get LCM as AB. You will have B plus A. We already know value of A plus B, that is 56. What is the value of AB? 8 into 96, right? 8 7s are 7 upon 96. This is the sum of their reciprocals. Okay, see how easy it was. Moving to question number 9. What largest number will divide 47, 35 and 27, leaving same remainder in each case? What will be the common remainder? Now here there's a bit of problem, because earlier we saw we have to find the greatest number or the largest number, and we had the remainders over there, right? And since we had the remainders over there, we simply subtracted, and since it is largest number, we found the GCD or the HCF. But over here we don't know the remainder. Also the remainder is common over here, and we only have the numbers, right? And we have to find the largest number. So what to do? Let us see how to find. Very small and easy trick is there. Okay. Now what do we know? Largest word means we have to find the GCD or the HCF. Okay, that is for sure. Now we have three numbers 47, 35 and 27. We do not have any remainder to subtract from these. So what to do? Simply subtract them from each other. How to do? 47 minus 35, what do you get? 12. 35 minus 27, what do you get? 35 minus 27, 8. Okay. 27 minus 47 in a cyclic manner. This minus this, this minus this, and this minus this. What do you get? Minus 20. Ignore the minus sign. What do you get? 12, 8 and 20. What we have to find? HCF. In HCF earlier we saw we did not directly find the GCD or the HCF. We subtracted the remainders. Same way we have subtracted numbers from each other. Now find the HCF of 12, 8 and 20. What it would be? All these are divisible by 4. 4 3s are 12, 4 2s are 8, 4 5s are 20. Okay, they are not divisible any further. 3, 2 and 5 are not divisible any further, so neglect them. So the HCF or the highest common factor or the highest number is 4. Okay, now we do not know the common remainder. We have found out the largest number that will divide these and leave the same remainder. How? See, 47 divided by 4. What you will have? 4 into 11, 44. You will have remainder as 3. 35 divided by 4. 4 8s are 32. Remainder is 3. 27 divided by 4. 4 6 are 24. Remainder is 27 minus 24. 3. So common remainder is 3. And the highest common factor or largest number which will divide these three numbers is 4. See how easily we got the answer. Moving on. Question number 10. There are three equilateral triangles with sides 114 cm, 76 cm and 152 cm. What a maximum size scale can measure them exactly? Now let us see. This is again a very easy sum. We see the word maximum size, that means greatest, that means we have to find the GCD or the HCF, that is for sure. But let us first understand what exactly they are asking. There are three equilateral triangles. Okay, side of this, then there is this, and there is this. Okay, side of this is 152 centimeters. Side of this is say 76 centimeters, and this is 114 centimeters. Now they want a scale. Okay, they want a scale that can measure these sides of these equilateral triangle perfectly or exactly. It should not happen that you keep the scale over here, then again you keep the scale over here, again you keep it over here, again you keep it over here, and again you keep it over here, and this much part is left. That should not happen. It should perfectly match over here. Okay, and you cannot, this is not a regular scale where you will have markings in between. It is like say a piece of log. Okay, what size log piece you will need, so that using that you can measure the entire length exactly. Like whenever we were kids, we used to take a small piece of wood. Okay, and using that we used to measure how much is the length of the bigger piece of wood, or how much is the length of the playground and all that stuff. Or whenever there is a tile on floor, we take a pen and we try to measure using a pen how much is the length of the tile. That is 2 pens is the length of the tile. The breadth of the tile is just 1 pen wide. Okay, same way we have to use a scale. Okay, which can perfectly measure these, right? This is what they mean. Such sums are very much what we say famous and very common in exams. So let us see what exactly is the technique over here. There is nothing. Whenever they are asking maximum size scale that can measure them exactly, we just have to find the HCF of the given numbers 114, 76 and 152. Let us see what is the HCF. Divide by 2 over here, what you will get? 2 5s are 10, 14 57. 2 3s are 6, 16 38. 2 7s are 14, 12 76. 19, all these three are multiples of 19. 19, 3s are 57, 19 2s are 38, 19 4s are 76. Okay, so can we divide any further 3, 2 and 4? No, so discard these, don't consider. What do we have? 2 and 19. So the HCF, or the highest common factor, or the maximum size scale that can measure would be 2 into 19, it is 38 centimeter. Let us check whether our answer is correct or not. 38 centimeter can measure 76 centimeter very easily. Say if this is the scale of 38 centimeter, it would simply be double, right? 76 centimeter. Again over here we'll have 38 centimeter, again we'll keep the scale of 38 centimeter, again we'll keep the scale of 38 centimeter, and you will get 114. Over here we'll keep scale of 38 centimeter, we'll keep scale of 38 and again 38. 4s are 38 into 4 is, you will get 152 centimeters. That is what they are asking. Now this can be asked in variety of types. Okay, equilateral triangles, measuring the side of equilateral triangles is just one way. Just keep in mind they generally ask what maximum size scale can measure them exactly. This would be the clue. Moving to next question. If x minus 4 is the HCF of x square minus 8x plus 15 and x square minus kx minus 1, then what is the value of k? Now x minus 4 is HCF, that means it is a factor of these two equations, that means it divides both these equations perfectly. So x minus 4 divides both these equations perfectly with zero remainder. Now this is very important, please remember this. If x minus 4 is a HCF or a factor of these two equations, that means when we put the value of x equal to 4, both these equations would get satisfied. That means both these equations would be equal to 0, right? So x minus 4, again if we put it into x square minus kx plus kx minus 1, it would be 0, right? Since it is 0, 0, we can equate them. What do we get? X square minus 8x plus 15 would be equal to x square minus kx minus 1 when we have x equal to 4. So put the value of x, we will have 16 minus 32 plus 15 would be equal to 16 minus 4k minus 1. This gets cancelled. 15 plus 1, 16, 16 minus 32 minus 16. So k would be equal to 4. Right, so value of k is 4. See how easy it is. Just remember, when x minus 4 is factor or HCF of these two equations, that means put the value of x as 4. Okay, if x plus 4 is the factor, put value of x as minus 4, so that this should become actually 0. So we have to put the opposite value, right? Moving to question number 12. 5 clocks ring automatically at intervals of 12 minutes, 8 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes and 10 minutes respectively. In 8 hours from the moment they start, how many times will they ring together? Now this is the most famous type of sums that are asked under HCF and LCM. Whenever you see such kind of sum that there are intervals of clocks ringing, or there are some signals on a road, okay, there are some signals on a road and the signals start or switch off at these intervals of time. So find out at what time they will be on together or when they will be off together. Or over here they have asked how many times will they ring together after in 8 hours or something like that. Always remember it is a sum of HCF and LCM. It is very easy, do not leave it for option. Now out of HCF and LCM, which one to find? Very easy. Let us see how to find out. What we did in HCF, we simply took some numbers and we divided them. Okay. For LCM, how do we find generally the LCM? Say we took an example of 2 and we write the table of 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, right? Then we take 3, write the table of 3, 6, 8 and we have to find the LCM of these two numbers. Over here we find the common multiples, that is the next instances where both of these meet. So always remember, whenever we have to find out how many times will they ring together after the start, it will always be the next instance and it will always be LCM. Just like in equilateral triangle, okay, we saw that we cannot find LCM, we want the maximum length that can measure. There we have HCF. Over here it would always be LCM because we have to find the future. Future can only be found out in tables, like future. Right now it is 2 1s are 2. So after some time 2 2s are 2. 2 2s are 4, 2 3s are 6. So next instances only LCM can give you, right? So we have to find LCM of 12, 8, 3, 4 and 10. Let us find, okay. 8 is divisible by 4, don't consider 4. 12 is divisible by 3, don't consider 3. So LCM of 12 and 10 we have to find out. Let us see, let us find out. This is divisible by 2, 6, okay, 4 and 5. Now these three numbers not divisible by any single number. So these two divisible by 2, 2 is 3, 2, write this as it is as 5, okay. 3, 2 and 5 are not divisible by any number. So keep it as it is. What do we have? 2, 2, 3, 2 and 5. What is the LCM? It would be 2 into 2 into 3 into 2 into 5. 2 2s are 4, 4 3s are 12, 12 2s are 24 into 5, 120 minutes. So the next time, once they start, the next time they will ring together would be, they start together, okay. At this point they start together, okay. And next time they will ring, it would only be after 120 minutes, okay. At this point, what is 120 minutes? 2 hours. That means if they start at 00, then at 2 o'clock they will ring together. Then after again 2 hours they will ring together. So let us find out in 8 hours from the moment they start, how many times they ring. Now 0, 0 they start, okay. After 2 hours they ring together. Again after 2 hours they ring together. Here it is 2 hours are over, here 4 hours are over, right. After again 2 hours they will ring together. Here 6 hours are over. Again after 2 hours they'll ring together. Here 8 hours are over. So in 8 hours how many times they ring? 1, 2, 3 and 4. So they ring 4 times in 8 hours from the moment they start. See how easy it is. Whenever we have to find the next instance, always take the LCM, okay. Now many a times in exam you might, instead of the clocks ringing, you might have a signal on a traffic signal. There might be 3 to 4 traffic signals on a road, okay, and they might be switching on and off at some intervals of time, and we have to find out when all of them show red or all of them show green and all that stuff. Just find the LCM. Moving to question number 13. 3 cyclists cycle along the circumference of a jungle. They complete one round in 27 minutes, 45 minutes and 63 minutes respectively. Since they start together, when will they meet? Again at the starting position. Again this is similar to the previous sum, okay, very famous kind of sum. These two we have to find the next instance when they meet, and we know when we have to find the next instance, it is just the LCM. So this is the jungle, okay, the cyclists are over here 1, 2 and 3. All of them start together, and we have to find when was the next instance when they meet together, again at the starting point. What are the times given for the cyclists? 27 minutes, 45 minutes and 63 minutes. And we have to find next instance, that is LCM. So find the LCM. All these are divisible by 9. 9 3s are, 9 5s are, 9 7s are. 3, 5 and 7, they are not divisible by any number, okay. So we'll have the LCM as nothing but 9 into 3 into 5 into 7. 9 into 3 into 5 into 7. What you will have? 9 3s are 27. 27 into 5 into 7. 5 7s are 35. 5 2s are 10. And 3 is 13. 135 into 7. What would be the answer? 7 5s are 35. 7 3s are 21. 3 24. 2 7 1s are 7. 8 9. 945 minutes. After 945 minutes, all the 3 cyclists will meet again, and that too at the starting position, okay. Moving to next question. Manoj wants to paste wallpaper on wall of his room. The wall is 4 meters and 50 centimeters in length and 3 meters and 50 centimeters in height. But wall should be covered completely only by square pieces of wallpaper having same size. What is the number of maximum sized wallpaper squares needed to cover the walls completely? Now you might think this is such a big sum, and how to solve these kind of sums, and this might be very lengthy, but actually it is not. It is very easy. Over here again this is HCF and LCM kind of sum. Why? We have to find maximum sized wallpaper squares. What does this mean? Greatest, that means highest, that means GCD or HCF. Now of what do we have to find the HCF? Let us see. this is the room's wall. Okay, length is 4 meters 50 centimeters. Okay, let's convert everything into centimeters. So we'll have 450 centimeters and the height is 350 centimeters. We have to cover this with square pieces of wallpaper in such a way that the square pieces perfectly fit over here. It is just like measuring an equilateral triangle, right? Okay, you cannot have half a piece like this or something like that. You should have perfect pieces over here, right? So we have to see what is the maximum size of piece that can fit over here. So what to do? Just find the HCF of what? 450 and 350, right? What is it? Divide by 50. What you will get? 9s are, 7s are. So you will have this and this and this as your things which remain. These two are not divisible, okay, by anything, so don't consider these. What is remaining? This. So this is the maximum sized wallpaper needed. HCF is 50 centimeters, right? Now this is the maximum sized wallpaper, 50 centimeter by 50 centimeter. It is a square, right? Square wallpaper pieces are needed, 50 by 50. They want what is the number of squares needed. How to find number of squares? Very, very easy. What is the area of the wall? 450 into 350. What is the area of one square wallpaper? 50 into 50. How many wallpapers are needed? Simply area of the wall divided by area of one square wallpaper, right? Whenever we have one wallpaper, and how do we find how many wallpapers are needed? Simply find area of the wall divided by area of one square wallpaper, okay, one square wallpaper's area, and you will get the total number of wallpapers. What do we have? This comes out to 9, this comes out to 7, this would be 9 7s are 63. So 63 wallpaper pieces which are square in size and having dimension 50 by 50 centimeters are needed to cover the wallpaper. See, very easy. Maximum sized wallpaper, just find HCF, okay, and number of wallpapers are nothing but area of wall divided by area of the square piece, right? Moving on. Question number 15. The sum of two numbers is 156 and their HCF is 13. The number of such number pairs is, now this looks a little bit different or a little bit complicated and we have not seen how to handle these kind of sums, but this is pretty easy. This can be solved by logic, okay? Now what do we know? There are two numbers A and B, okay? Their sum is what? 156. What is their HCF? It is nothing but 13. That means that these two numbers must be multiples of 13, then only can these be divided by 13, correct? So let us find out what are multiples of 13. Let us write the table of 13. 13 1s are, 13 2s are 26, 3s are 39, okay, 52, we will have 65, we will have 78, we will have 91, 104, 117 and 130 and 143 and 156. Why should we go till 156? Because they have said that the sum of the two numbers is 156, okay? If we go beyond 156, let's say if we take 169, now any pair which is there, already the number is 169 which is greater than 156, so we cannot use it maximum amount. The maximum addition should be 156. So max we can go up to 156. Okay. Now let us see what to do. What they say is sum of the two numbers is 156. Now find the pairs whose sum is 156. 13 if added with 156, can we get 156? No, not at all. 13 when added with 143, can we get 156? Yes. Make this a pair. Okay. This is one pair. Now this pair 13 and 143, what is their HCF or the highest common factor? We know 13 divides this, so 13 is nothing but the highest common factor. So we found one pair. Let us write over here, we found one pair which is having sum 156 and HCF is 13. Now 13 cannot be combined with any other number to get 156. We will always get less than 156. Okay. 26 when you add with 143, okay, will you add with 143? No, it will go beyond 156. Just remember 26, add it with 130, you will get 156. You will observe that if you want 156, you just have to go this way, right? one number from here and one number from here, right? Again, one number from here, one number from here, right? Then one number from here and one number from here. Now let us see what do we have over here. Okay, 156. Okay, 26 that can be added with 130 and we'll get 156. But what is the HCF for 26 and 130? For this pair, that is 26 and 130, the HCF is nothing but 26, because 26 into 5 is 130. So we cannot have this pair, cancel it out. Okay, next is 39 and 117. Okay, 117 and 39, the addition is 156, right? But what is the HCF over here? It is 39, because 39 into 3 is 117. So highest common factor is 39, right? It is not 13. So this pair also gets cancelled out. Now what do we have? We have 52 and 104, right? Addition is 156. What is the HCF? 52 into 2 is 104. So highest common factor is 52. So again it is not 13. Highest common factor is not 13. So this does not satisfy our condition. Now we have 65 and 91. Addition is 156, correct? Now we have 65, we have 91. Addition 156. What is their HCF or the common factor? 13 fives are, okay? And here we will have 13 into 7. There is no other factor to this, okay? No other number divides 65 and 91. Only 13 divides these both. So what we'll have? We'll have 13 as the HCF. So this pair also satisfies condition. So we have two pairs now. How many pairs? We have two pairs now. Then we have 78. Okay, 78 plus 78. How much it is? It is 156. And 78 again divides itself. So highest common factor when it comes to 78, it is 78 only. So we cannot consider this. This gets cancelled. So there are only two pairs which has sum 156 and HCF as 13. Right? Moving to next question. Question number 16. What is the least number which when divided by numbers 3, 5, 6, 8, 10 and 12 leaves in each case a remainder 2, but which when divided by 13 leaves no remainder? Okay. Options given are A, 312, 962, 1562, 1586. Let us add an option, say none of the above, because generally in exams we find that option, right? None of the above. Now what we have seen over here, why have we given options over here? Because I want to show another trick which you could use in exam whenever time is a constraint and you are not able to solve using normal methods. Okay, so what you can do, you can take help of options. Now what have they given? Whenever the number is divided by 13, it leaves no remainder. That means the number is perfectly divisible by 13. Let us see which of the following are divisible by 13. 312 is divisible by 13, 962 is, 1562 actually is not divisible by 13, and 1586 is divisible by 13. Now here I am telling you in short, okay? You have to check whether it is divisible by 13 or not by dividing it, right? So C is not the option, so cancel it, right? We have A, B and D. Now what have they given? Least number which when divided by 3, 5, 6, 8, they leave the remainder 2. So first take option 1, 312. This when divided by 3, 5, 6, 8, 10 and 12, it will leave remainder 2. That means if we remove the remainder 2, we will have 310, and this has to be perfectly divisible by 3, 5, 6, 8, 10 and 12. But we can easily see 310 is not divisible by 3. So 312 cannot be the answer. Next, let us take option D, 1586. Again, this has to be divisible. Okay, 1586 when divided by 3, 5, 6, 8, 10 and 12 leaves remainder 2. So remove remainder 2, what you will get? 1, 5, 8 and 4. Now this has to be perfectly divisible by 3, 5, 6, 8, 10 and 12, but this is not divisible by 10. So this is not the answer. Answer is 962. Okay. Now let us check. If there are 4 options, you can click 962. But if there is option called none of the above, you have to check whether 962 is divisible by everything or not. Take 962. Okay. Again, remove the remainder. What you will get? 960. Right. This is divisible by 3. You can see this is divisible by 10. You can see by 12, by 8. Again by 5. Since it is divisible by 10, it is divisible by 5. Since it is divisible by 12, it is divisible by 6. So 960. So the answer is 962. See how easy HCF and LCM can be. You just have to remember how to find HCF and LCM. Just practice little bit so that by seeing you will be able to find the LCM and the HCF. Okay, and also remember the formula. Product of two numbers is the product of their HCF and their LCM. Okay. With this, we come to the end of tutorial on HCF and LCM. If you like this video, please give it a like and share it with your friends. Give your comments and suggestions below. You can also mention topics on which you want videos. We would be rolling out more such videos and tutorials. So subscribe to our channel and stay updated.